I am sick and tired of every time something happens, when there's some kind of an argument, some kind of a disagreement, anything happens, that the
Yeah.
first thing, and I swear it was the first thing I saw on social media after this happened, somebody said that it was racist. That the reason that Ostapenko called Townsend uneducated, or no, she said she was not educated. Okay, and she said she was not educated and had no class. The only reason could have been is because she was a black female, and it was totally racist. Come on, why does everything have to be a knee jerk into racism here? Ostapenko is not considered to be anybody with a great concept of fairness in the first place. You talk to a lot of the players, and they'll tell you she's a bit of a bitch at times. She goes off on these things. She has these moments. But to just say that it's based on racism, she just got her hat handed to her. Her clock was cleaned by Townsend. Townsend's a much better player. So she says, and basically, let's remember too, Mike, this comes down not necessarily to the match, but it comes down to something that happened earlier. There's a thinking process that when you hit a net cord in tennis, that the player who does it will say sorry. Apparently, according to Ostapenko, Townsend didn't do that. Townsend was also warming up from the baseline, not from the baseline, earlier on before the match. So there's this little
Yeah.
petty bullshit that goes on here, but it becomes part of tennis. So she lost her cool. She said something. But to say that it's racist, why, Mike? Why do we have to knee jerk to that every single time?
Well, you and I aren't you and I aren't black. We don't have ancestors in our past that were owned by other people, and so I think
Granted,
there's a natural predisposition for someone who hears no education it's a dog whistle, Ed. But here's the thing: where's Ostapenko from?
Latvia.
Okay, Latvia. So Latvia didn't have a slave trade at that point. She didn't grow up with the sensitivity of. I Naomi Osaka put this in the best context imaginable. They ask her about it. She's one of she's a socially conscious, half Japanese, half black. She identifies black. She also respects her Japanese heritage. But she had a great point. She said, are you asking me if it's right? She said, well, look, she said, Ostapenko, I know her. She said a lot more crazy things.
Yeah, that
And
was part of my
she
point.
also, and yeah, that's part of her point. And the other thing is, she said, and who knows if she's wise or knowledgeable about the history in this country about saying a black person is uneducated.